Today's review, Moon, Laika, and the Blood-Sucking Princess Episode 1. Subscribe for episodic seasonal anime reviews several times each week. I've always had an interest in vampires, so I'm either enthralled or perturbed by the very existence of vampire anime, considering their tendency to be dainty bishonen boys instead of the mysterious badasses vampires are meant to be. However, this anime piqued my interest from its very cover alone. It's set in a fictional world version of Russia during the Cold War and depicts their attempts to win the space race. Their only space experience is launching a poor dog into space where it roasted in Earth's atmosphere after a few hours. They thought about everything pertaining to getting into space without any concerns about getting back alive. Despite this, our protagonist Lev aspires to become an astronaut. However, an unnamed failure on his part caused him to be demoted and disqualified from venturing into space. Due to his tireless work ethic when training, he's chosen to assist in a secret project to launch a vampire into space. Yes, you heard me right. It's a story about vampires and a fantasy offshoot of the Soviet Union. This sounds like it has all of the makings of a fun anime that you probably shouldn't take too seriously. From the title alone, I can assume Irina is a vampire princess who's been captured by the Soviets to launch into space like a talking sack of potatoes with little regard for her well-being. Everyone else in this anime so far is a total asshole and treats the space cadets like inanimate objects for the sake of resolving their eventual guilt when their half-baked efforts fall through. Iria seems to have developed a defense mechanism of hating humans as a result, which sounds appropriate considering she's forced to live in a cold prison. I thought Lev and Irina have the makings of an interesting dynamic as they will likely warm up to each other considering Lev is the only human who doesn't treat her like an object. However, it'll probably be some time before this happens because Irina believes he will kill her if ordered to. I also thought it was interesting how vampires are just a different race and not mythical creatures, though humans still hold the same stereotypes about them, which happen to be incorrect. In this anime, vampires won't die in the sun, they just can't handle heat well. They can also look at crosses and eat more than just blood, as evident by this provocative caviar slurping scene. I think there will be much more development for these characters in the future considering Lev's mysterious past and his life's dream, which will probably become realized within the anime series despite his superiors forbidding it. There is an ingrained ignorance and even racism towards vampires which will probably not be changed by these two characters alone, so I foresee a greater deal of animosity between Lev and his superiors as he may defy them, proving himself to Irina in the process. To me, it sounds like her tough persona is still in its larval state and she is still suffering internally with her living situation, and rightfully so. I also noticed how Lev brought her a thick fluffy blanket in the middle of the night when all he had was a sheet. It shows how he certainly sees her as an equal, and because she's basically his subordinate, he wants to take care of her, especially considering she's seen as subhuman. So what did you think of Moon, Laika, and the Blood-Sucking Princess? Personally, I'm looking forward to what this anime has to offer in coming weeks. It's an interesting premise that is also kind of weird, and it seems like it's just going to be a pretty fun anime, and that's really all I can tell from episode 1. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later today with Kyuketsuki Sugu Shinu episode 1.